right, y'all, this is Addison coming to you from the shop community space for Is This Thing On. Jake's taking a break from this one, but we're here with EJ. I met you before.
Yeah?
Do you remember where?
I've been trying to figure that out. I don't know.
So you came in to Lillington Guns and Ammo when they were in their other location,
Yes.
and I was back making holsters.
Yes.
In the back.
Absolutely.
That's where I met you the first time. We were going to get up, but yeah, we were going to make you a hideaway holster.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, the reason why I didn't get that made, because I said business. I ain't going to get no names. I took my car to get an oil change, and my gun was in the glove compartment. And when I got the oil change and the car was done, it was gone. So, yeah. And I said, you know what? I ain't going to do them like that. But, yeah, and so I couldn't get what I needed. But I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do.
And it's fine. I ended up going a different route.
Yeah.
I thought that, and we met up a couple other times at some point, maybe for some community events or something.
Yeah, man.
I noticed your soundboards and stuff online, and I've been looking at all your stuff. You do a lot of sound and audio production for your church and for other churches.
Yep.
So give us a quick rundown about EJ and Brothas Keepa Productions.
I don't know if it can be quick, man.
Oh, come on.
We do so much, man. EJ Stewart, originally from Sanford. We stayed there for a while, and I guess that's where I kind of developed my musical gifts and playing drums and piano and stuff. Eventually moved to Harnett County. Went to Western Harnett for a while and ended up going to Overhills High School. But while there, man, played a lot of football and, just being me, learning, growing. I decided to join the military. I was in the Navy for a while.
Okay.
The best decision I ever made, man, engineer. Now I feel like I can fix anything in the world. It has led me to be a sound technician on one end, just through a musician, just through what I, love to do growing up. And then, of course, on the trade side, the heating and air, I do HVAC and stuff, man. So now I have a business as far as music, Brothas Keepa Management and Productions, BK Studios here in Lillington off of West Cornelius. And we just do music. We record, we play. We have a band, a BK band. Anytime someone needs sound or whatever, I try to be a one-stop shop. So you name it, we do it. If we don't do it, I know someone who does.
That's right.
I now know a great podcast spot. Yeah, man. And again, man, that's I just try to, be a connection, be a blessing to people, man. So I tell people all the time, I don't leave no stone unturned, man. So whatever I can do, I do it, and I try to make the best out of it, man. So I never know what hat I'm going to wear that day. But whatever I put on, I try to do it in excellence and do it the best way I could.
There we go. I saw what you were doing and how you've progressed and how you've changed, and it's kind of like this place here. We're a Swiss Army knife.
For sure.
And I think that's cool. I think that's really cool, man. I think we can connect that way, and I think this is actually, I think we can do a lot.
I believe so too, man. I love making connections like this. Like you said earlier about it being a creative space. That's what I am. I'm a creative, and I try to make connections with other creatives because the truth is that's where the world is going to now. I mean, you got your regular jobs and your trades and things, but between social media and stuff, man, people are really, doing their thing. And so I like to be connected. So this is really something good, man, for real.
Yes, somebody famous once said that if you're going to run a business, you're not just that business anymore. You're actually a marketing company.
Absolutely.
Who offers other services.
Absolutely.
So what kind of stuff have you done to promote your heating and air stuff?
So I'm really getting into understanding the true art of marketing. I mean, social media is good. And we can post and do the flyers and things as much as we can, but the truth is I'm a little old school too. I believe that back in the day when businesses got big, there was no social media. I mean, you put stuff in the mailboxes or you went and shook hands and made, connections. So one thing, the biggest tool for marketing is relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing. You got to get out there, show your face, and let your work speak for itself. And typically that has been what has built where, my company so far. Of course, flyers are always good, social media. It helps, but relationship is everything.
Yeah,
man.
Word of mouth, 90% of that.
For sure, man. You want people to feel comfortable that you can get the job done and they can trust you. Then they want to call you back. Simple as that. So
there we go. So I don't know. This just came into my head, and I haven't discussed this with Jake or anything. But we're actually we're pushing something right now. It's called a media day.
Okay.
And it's just one day. You come in here, you shoot, you film, talk about your stuff, talk about your HVAC, talk about your business. At the end of it, you get 2 podcasts, 2 talking head videos, and 15 to 20 reels.
Wow.
So that you would be able to totally promote your business basically for the month or
That's awesome.
However long you wanted to do it. Is that something that you might be interested in?
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
I got 3 businesses, so I mean, I'm down for whatever. Like
we're gonna cover all 3 businesses, and you just come bring the people you want on the podcast,
sure.
and
Absolutely.
Basically you just have a party in the room in the back, chill, talk smack to each other, and run your mouth on the microphone.
Sounds good, man. And like I said, when I was coming in here. So one thing about all of my businesses, we're Christian based. I try to stick to who I am, you know what I'm saying, as far as how my parents raised me and everything. And so although Christian based, we still, we reach out different genres and things like that. So we just try to move in excellence, man. That's all it is. And the truth of the matter is, it don't matter what your product is, if you do it in excellence, it's gonna grow. That's the number one thing. And I like that idea, so. And I can talk, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The gift of gab, man, so.
Yeah,
sure.
Man, I remember when we first got these, I was just like, but and
that's good.
I even heard the first reel. I was working on podcasts, tying the podcast into the YouTube, and I heard that first one. I was like, oh my god, it was painful, but it I don't know. It's learn as you go and do the best you can.
Well, I don't know if you know this. Again, I'm nobody.
I'm down to learn anything.
Well, we had a podcast, myself and 2 other guys. Shout out to Brad Woods and Sam Lucas and the team. Actually, we were musicians who played in the same church growing up, and we wanted to just kind of do something for musicians and kind of share our upbringing and, just information. So we had a podcast called 4 Musicians Only, number 4 musicians. And the 4th person was just the audience. And so we did it at the studio, BK Studios, and that's how I kind of learned how this worked. We were able to connect with different sponsors like Pod Decks and things like that. I guess they sponsored the show with CNN, little things for us, cards and whatever.
Okay.
So it's always good to make those connections in that realm as well, because next thing you know, as long as you are doing what they actually do from a sponsorship thing, they'll support you as well. I think at one point we got a check or something, and they just show love. I mean, so definitely get into that stuff, man. Pod decks.
Yeah, Jake's over there like, I'm sitting over there like, I'm the check. That sounds nice.
Man.
I heard sponsorship. I was thinking like, they're going to let us have this, they're going to taste this, and send us this.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And there's and it's funny. You wanna work with people,
right?
You want to progress your business. You want to do all that, but like the podcasts and stuff, like there's some people who want to be on the podcast. And it's kind of like, do you want to be on our podcast to talk about what we talk about, or do you want to be on our podcast to promote your business?
Right.
And there's that fine line between, hey, yeah, we're creators and we're working together and working in the same realm, and then there's also that fine line, and then okay, you should be paying for your own content.
Well, it's all about providing the opportunity on your platform. But you pay attention to the supporters first. That's the biggest thing. You can want to go get whoever, But if you pay attention to your supporters, they'll do the work for you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty about it. You know, you don't have to necessarily sell your soul to get a high-value person on there, because if you get someone that values your platform, you're going to want them to express what's going on their platform. So, relationship, that's what all in all.
Relationships, and speaking of relationships, we just had another creator on last week, Dusta Rhymes. Check that out. It's going to be coming out soon. She works out of Raleigh, but she does a podcast promoting small business, and
that's good.
It's I don't know, it's really cool. I never. If you'd have told me 10, 15 years ago that I'd be running a podcast studio with a healthy bar and nah, that wouldn't be it. So
I get it, man.
But it's coming. Give us some promoting. Tell us a little bit more about.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. The hardest thing for me to do is talk about myself. I can talk, but talk about myself is kind of because I care so much about other people. Mm-hmm. My platform, even in my platform, so with Brothas Keepa, I started off with managing artists. I knew I could play, I was playing for different artists, but next thing I know, I was actually getting phone calls from artists to help them book, and I'm like, so I would do it. And then asking, there was like, do you realize what you're doing? You're managing them. So it went from playing and producing to managing. And so now any artist that has a vision, any singer, musician that has a vision to do something, and I'm not even talking about become a millionaire. If you just have a song that you wrote that you want to get out, that's just been on your heart or you want the world to hear, that's my goal. I'm all about helping someone and blessing someone to do something that they've been wanting to do as far as their vision for a long time. And anything from there, I'll take. I'm not doing this to be a billionaire. I just love to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we just took that, and next thing you know, there's piano lessons and bass guitar lessons. And so doing sound, sometimes you kind of you land in certain things because people value your character and they know what you do. So I answer those calls. If I can do it, I do it. And next thing you know, we're getting calls to go do that stuff, man. So yeah, we do the sound, we do the music, we train, I do lessons. I can't sing, but I can help with vocal lessons. I probably, I don't know if you sing or not. I can get you right.
Get ready.
But yeah, that's on the BK side, man. We have what we call the BK family, and basically it's the nonprofit portion of what we do, and it's just simply bodies that go out and assist, man. If someone needs a hand with something, if it's community stuff, trash pickup, whatever, anything that we can do to just help and do our part in the community, we go and do that. And all in the same breath, if they want us to sing while we're there or play or something, we don't mind doing that either. So I just kind of took something that God blessed me with, and we just try to dish it out, man.
So does Brothas Keepa have a branch here in Anger?
We're in Harnett County, man. Wherever we need to go, man. We're mobile. We move around, man.
Okay.
So yeah. So.
Well, man, it's been awesome having you on.
This is dope,
dude. I'm glad you came. Glad we finally made it.
So let me tell the story. And you guys know, about 2 weeks ago, I was scheduled to be here, and I had an accident. And the next day, I was just thank God I made it out. The next day, I just was not feeling good, man. It was just rough, and I just kind of needed to get my mind together. So I called in, and they cussed me out, fussed me out, and shot guns at me and stuff. And
no, it was actually more like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that
yeah.
Okay.
Man. It was a rough. My kids had danced in Raleigh, like dancing, we're having a good time, and I went to support them. And on the way back, it was raining really bad, and I slid, and it was just a bad day, man. But again, like I said, I'm thankful, man. I can get another car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then of course last week I got up early to do a service call, And the funny thing is, I went to do a service call that morning. I got back at 11:30 at my house, and I said, all right, I'm going to take a nap real quick. It was hot. I was tired. And I woke up, and I was like, yeah, how am I going to tell this guy? And that's why I say, you know what? Thank you for allowing me to come today, man.
Oh, dude.
Like,
no.
You didn't have to do it.
Hey, man, life. It's life, man.
For sure.
So it was funny because we were here piddling around. We had just got this this room finished. We're piddling around arguing about curtain colors and we were just piddling, and all of a sudden we look at the clock. It was like 2:25, and he's like, "Have you heard?" And then I checked my phone, and there's your message. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, man.
So
that was on me. And one thing about me, I often say that I am the hardest working man in Harnett County. I feel like I am. And you guys probably feel the same way about yourselves, and which is it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
I'm often going and going and going because I wear so many hats, and I try to be as selfless as possible. Everything I do is for somebody else, and so to take a nap, that was uncommon for me, man. It really was.
Hey, man, you got a good nap in, so hey, sometimes you need that nap, and that's one thing I've learned being here in this town is sometimes you can spread yourself way too thin.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, I was trying to run the business. I'm still on the chamber board. I was trying to be on the community development board for the town and trying to do this, trying to do that. And at that point, you cannot do your best work when you're spread that thin.
Absolutely.
So thankfully, this place is kind of giving me more of a focus. And dude, I'm looking for, man, we need to have that. Remind me, what is your heating and air name?
So it's Stewart Maintenance Heating and Air.
Okay.
Yeah, we work, man. My God, we work. And this is considered peak season.
Oh yeah.
With the temperatures being so hot, man, I've been going and going. I originally just started working full time for a local company in Harnett County. And so while running their calls, when I get off work, I'm running about 4 or 5 more. So I'm literally like going from 7:30 to like 8 or 9:30 every day in peak season. But school's getting ready to start. The kids are going to be focusing on that, and so things will slow down. But right now, we are running.
Yes, you got those customers that don't really perform preventative maintenance on their stuff,
which we appreciate those
breaks.
The funny thing is, we spend the off season trying to do those maintenances, but we spend peak season fixing the units who did not do their maintenance.
That's right,
and we appreciate those hard-headed people too.
It's funny. I've got another AC guy out of Fuquay who worked with MMIA, and he's known my wife for 10 years. And I actually called him yesterday about that capacitor I was telling you about. And his first line back was, well, it's a $150 upcharge for YouTube University.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, so have you run into any of them calls where somebody tried to YouTube University it? And
all the time.
So do they usually mess up more stuff than they did?
Absolutely. It's always, and see, YouTube does not explain the little things you need to know, like no middle-to-middle contact, or low voltage situations, blowing transformers. I deal with that all the time.
Or telling your wife to go turn off the furnace breaker, and she turns off the furnace breaker and not the one for the AC unit, and you got to take that capacitor off.
Yep.
And suddenly you're awake.
Yeah, the one thing about it is when you own a home, you can do whatever you want. It's just sometimes, and not you specifically, but sometimes the homeowner can deal with a pride thing. Well, I can do it myself. Well, you end up spending more money.
That's me specifically.
Listen, man, at my house, if it's something that I don't do, I don't do it. Because you end up spending more money whenever you're dabbling in something that's just not your trade. That's just what it is.
Like when it was the $18 capacitor, but you bought the $150 motor.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God for warranties, I tell you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep that motor. I'm turn it into a windmill and try to make some electricity to pay my daggone
Yeah.
My credit card bill.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it.
Well, cool, EJ, man. This has been awesome.
For sure.
Look
man.
forward to working with you some more. You want to close us out? We've been working since the beginning to try to find a line to close us out, but
Okay.
now,
This thing we've been doing is like tell everybody where they can find you.
yeah, tell everybody where they can find you and give us a good close out.
Sure. Well, I guess if you find me on Facebook as EJ Stewart, it'll lead you to everything else, man. I do have a Brothas Keepa management and production page. I have a Stewart Maintenance Heating and Air page, and of course, it all leads you to Instagram, TikTok as well. I try to be pretty adamant about social media, just because that's what today is asking for. So, but yeah, man, you might see my face around the town, and when you do, say what's up. I'm either gonna be working on ACs or creating some music or fixing some sound or something. So, or hanging out with my family. So yeah. I'm just thankful to be here. Appreciate you guys. You guys were very consistent. Oh, man. And I sent the clip of, I think your last one, you was like, you're supposed to be here? And I was like, oh, my God. It's just not my character, but thank you guys, man. This is awesome. I pray it all continues to flourish, man. And what you're doing in the community is dope, man, for real. So
Appreciate it, man.
yeah, I'm honored to be here. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Yes, sir. We'll catch y'all next time from the shop. Is this thing on?
This is cool, man. And you guys did well on the curtains.
Thank God, because I'm gonna tell you what, between me, him, and my wife, we were in here for hours. Like no black, no beige, no
Biscotti beige.
I'm like, I didn't even know that was a color,